Japanese popper. I've received a lot of comments about when I was going to review this lure, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've already reviewed the Don Iovino Splash It 2 and the Lubino Rio Rico. Both of those lures are very similar, especially in appearance to the Yellow Magic Japanese popper. Well, I'm going to do some comparisons with these lures here in a moment just so you guys can have an idea, and that's why I chose those lures. The Yellow Magic Japanese popper, I got it from Tackle Warehouse. They have two different price tags because they have two different sizes. They have a price tag of $15.95 and $16.95. They have a 1/4 ounce size, and then they have this larger 1/2 ounce size, which has a length of 3.5 inches, a weight of 1/2 ounce, obviously. And it's a topwater floating lure. At least we would hope it would float, or else it would be a pretty terrible popper. Kind of go over some of the features of the lure. It comes with these chrome-plated hooks, which I don't especially care for, but that's just me. It has a dressed feather trailer hook with some red thread on it. It has some 3-dimensional holographic eyes. And the bottom of this lure, which I find interesting, is the fact that it has some glitter texture on the bottom of it. The Don Iovino also has that same style of texture glitter. The Lubino Rico has some of that glitter on the bottom as well. A little less texturized, but the same glitter, I guess. The lure casts well. I think part of that has to do with the fact that it weighs 1/2 ounce and it's kind of aerodynamic in that kind of cone shape that it is. And it sits in the water horizontally. And why is that important to you? Well, I believe that that's important because if you would like to walk this bait, it's going to promote that walking action a little bit easier than a lure that sits more vertical. And they're out there. In fact, I think most of the poppers that I have reviewed in the past sit vertically. And I'm going to tell you that I believe that the reason why this lure costs $17 is the sound that it makes. And I believe that that's why the Lubino Rio Rico costs, I think, $22 or $26 or whatever it costs. I believe that that's why that lure costs $26, because, you know, the sound of it, I guess. The same with, I think the Don Iovino is a little bit more reasonably priced. I think it's like $13 or $14, but same, you know, it's an expensive lure. And why would you want to pay that much money when you can go buy a Rebel Pop-R for $4? Well, I'll tell you the answer that you're going to get is the sound. The sound that these poppers make is unique. So with all that being said, I'm going to give all these lures a shake. There are certainly some distinct differences in the way that these lures sound. I'm going to warn you guys just before I give these a shake that the way I shake them, because I'm going to shake them like this, doesn't really have anything to do with the way that these are going to behave in the water. They're not going to sound like that in the water because I don't know anybody that's going to take their rod tip and jam it so hard that this lure jumps, 10 feet. The point that I'm trying to make is the sound and how they compare to each other. That way you guys can get kind of an idea of what the sound is like. The Yellow Magic Magnum Popper. The Splash It 2. If it sounds similar, it's because it is. They're pretty similar. Here's the big difference. The Rio Rico. I believe that there's an extra couple of ball bearings or BBs inside the large cavity of this lure that makes that extra high-pitched banging sound. You can see the 3 balls that are in it. And that's all that this lure has in it. This lure has a little bit of extra ball bearings or BBs in it that are helping with that sound. So just a little bit different. I really enjoy the way that this lure behaves in the water. I like it a lot. I think it does the popping action like it's supposed to. It casts really well, so it would make it a fairly effective search bait. I like how it sits flat on the water, personally. I do. I think that typically I'm used to lures that sit a little bit more vertically. I want to go over the colors that I have here. It's not Alewife, is it? I'm pretty sure this is Smoke Shad. Smoke Shad has this honeycomb pattern on the back of it. And you can see kind of in the, I'm going to see if I can't focus on it. You can see where it has a little bit of the pattern underneath the clear coat there, and it kind of looks like it would be texture, but you can't feel it at all. It's completely smooth. Something else I should add is that when you look at this lure, especially in person, I don't know if my camera is going to pick up on it, but the finish is not perfect. You can see a lot of bumps and a lot of imperfections in the paint, which I don't know if that was intentional or not. I couldn't tell you. This is bone. We've all seen that bone color. It's just kind of an off-white color. And you can see it says Yellow Magic Magnum on the back of it. And it's just that color all the way around except for on the belly of it. Nice looking lure though. That sound though, I believe that's the deal for a popper. So especially to you newer fishermen, if you guys are wondering, my 2 cents is it's the sound of these lures is what dictates the price of them. How much are you willing to pay for the sound of a lure? I don't know, I guess that's up to you. So that's all I have to say about it. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That's going to give you guys the direct line into my new videos that I put out. And if you want to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you can do so. You can find me on both of them. And what else? I think we're going to review the Chuggin Spook next. A different take on the original Spook. Should be interesting. That's going to be the next review. Stay tuned, guys.